Hi, everybody, and welcome back. My name's Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. Today's tip is to quit getting your food delivered. And when I say food, I mean like your meal packages, things like Factor, things like uh, HelloFresh, all those meal kits, Tovala. Because the thing is you're essentially paying for really expensive groceries. So let's look at HelloFresh. You have to cook that all yourself. And they're like, oh, but it comes pre-cut. Honestly, you can get pre-cut veggies at the store. Oh, but it has a recipe. I don't know if you are aware of this, but there are recipes online all over. I mean, so if you were looking for an interesting beef recipe, you could just put that in a interesting steak recipe, an interesting chicken recipe. You could put that in and it will kick out a blog. You can hit the jump to recipe button and you'll have all the ingredients you need. Factor is essentially you microwave it. And I get that, like, it's supposed to be healthy or whatever, but it's still a microwave meal. And, I'm pretty sure you can cook it for yourself and have it taste better and be better. And then Tovala, the reason I got a Tovala initially was because I was afraid that if my kids started cooking at that age, I had to work and he was at home alone during the pandemic and he was eating a lot of things like the mac and cheese cups. So I was like, you know what? I want him eating some real food. Let's try this Tovala thing because you can put it in the Tovala and it's very, you scan the thing, press the button, and you don't have to think about it. And that way he was not going to, forget a pizza in the oven 3 hours later and I come home and the house is on fire. So I did that. But at the time I ordered, I felt like they were incredibly expensive. They were like $11 a meal. And I ordered like, I think 6 a week. And the way I got a $300 Tovala for $100. So, and I did it for like 6 weeks, I want to say, or 8 weeks. I can't remember what it was. And so I also had that $200 that I'd gotten off the Tovala. So I kind of justified it that way, but it was really expensive. And now it's even more expensive. So all of these meal delivery kits, whether it's something like HelloFresh where you cook it at home and follow the recipe, whether it's something like the Tovala where it's super convenient because you can just like put it in. And let me tell you, I figured out how to make those recipes. Purdue makes these, they have these like little individual chicken breasts that I would get, and it was like a pound and a half of chicken for like $6 to $8. So I mean, they were kind of expensive, but I got like 5 or 6 chicken breasts in a pack. I think it was supposed to be 5, but for a while there was like a manufacturing processing error and they kept on putting like 6 to 8 in the bag. So bonus, free chicken. And I would get those for my kid and just, throw the ranch on and everything. And even though the chicken individual portions were more expensive, it still was cheaper than the Tovala meals, and they were able to just, toss it in. But, and in fact, like the Bacon Ranch chicken, if you've seen me make that, that was originally a Tovala meal, and I would just get the Purdue, but now I just cut it myself. But these are something that you don't need. They're really expensive, and cooking from scratch at home is not that hard. It seems hard, and it's kind of a routine you have to get into. But once you're there, it's pretty easy. So today's tip is to, if you use a meal kit, whether it be something like Factor that you put in the microwave, something like the uh, HelloFresh that you cook on the stove, something like the Tovala meals where you scan a card and do it, just go ahead. I mean, if you're under obligation to get like X number of boxes, then finish out your obligation, but then stop. Then be done with the service and learn to cook some of your meals yourself. If you have been doing HelloFresh, you have all of those recipes. You can easily, I mean, it's going to take you what, an extra 5-ish minutes of prep time, and you're going to save how much overall? If you are getting the Tovala, that does take a little bit longer, but honestly, I figured it out. I mean, it's not that hard. And then Factor, I mean, Factor is definitely the one that's going to take you the most difference in time, because you are going to have to learn how to cook some things, but it's not hard to steam vegetables. A lot of what I cook is really simple. I mean, sometimes it takes some time. Like when I cook omelets, getting the pepper and onion, sauteed or whatever, or cooked beforehand, because I like it like cooked to death. Before I do the omelet, it takes time, but it doesn't take effort. Anyways, today's tip is to quit using a meal delivery service and save yourself a ton of money. Honestly, when I got rid of the Tovala and just started doing it at home, even getting those Purdue perfect portion, $8 for a pound and a half of chicken, I still saved a ton of money over the Tovala, because I was paying about $11 or $12 a week for the stuff instead of $11 a meal. Anyways, again, my name's Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. If you want to hear more, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.